see we still have a few with us. Let's get on. Mr. Ewell, you will keep your testimony within the confines of Christian English usage, if that's possible. All right, Mr. Gilman.
Where were we? We were...
Mr. Ewell, did you see the defendant having sexual intercourse with your daughter?
Yes, I did.
Thank you, sir. You said you were at the window.
Yes, sir.
Did you have a clear view of the room?
Yes, sir.
And how did the room look?
All slung about like there's a fight.
And what did you do when you saw the defendant?
I run around the house to get in, but he run out the front door just ahead of me. I saw who he was, but I was too distracted about Mael to run after him. Mael was in there squalling, so I run in the house.
And then what did you do?
Run for hectate quick as I could. I knowed who it was all right. Passed the house every day. Lived down yonder in that nigger nest. Judge, I've asked this county for 15 years to clean out that nest down yonder. They're dangerous to live around. Besides devaluing my property.
That's all. Thank you, Mr. Ewell.
Just a minute, sir. Could I ask you a question or two?
Sure. Go ahead.
Why, thank you, Mr. Ewell. Now, folks are doing a lot of running that night. Let's see. You say you ran to the house, you ran to the window, you ran inside, and you ran for Mr. Tate. Did you, during all this running, ever run for a doctor?
Wasn't no need to.
Didn't you think the nature of your daughter's injuries warranted immediate medical attention?
Never called a doctor in my life. If I had, it would have cost me $5. Now all the questions?
Not quite. Now, Mr. Ewell, you heard the sheriff's testimony, didn't you?
Yes.
Do you agree with his description of Mael's injuries? That her right eye was blackened and she was beaten about the...
Yeah, I hold with everything Tate said.
He said her right eye was blackened.
I holds with Tate.
Mr. Ewell, can you read and write?
Objection! Can't see what the witness's literacy has to do with the case. It's irrelevant and immaterial.
Judge, if you allow the question plus one more, you'll soon see.
All right, Atticus, but make sure we see. Overruled.
Would you write your name and show us?
I most positively will. How do you think I sign my relief checks?
Jim, do you think Atticus knows what he's doing?
Seems like he knows.
As far back as I can remember, he says you never, never, never ask a cross-examination question unless you already know the answer.
Because you're not getting an answer that'll wreck your case.
Looks to me like he's gone frog sticking without a leg.
Now, will you write your name and show us? Clearly, so the jury can see you do it.
What's so interesting?
He's left-handed.
That's it.
What's my being left-handed have to do with it? He's trying to take advantage of me. Tricking lawyers like Atticus Finch take advantage of me all the time with their tricking ways. They don't change what I saw. And I'll say it again. I saw that nigga.
That's all, Mr. Ewell.
I think we've got him.
Don't count your chickens.
Her right eye was black and so it had to be someone left-handed.
Maybe Tom Robinson's left-handed.
Male of Violet Ewell.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Now please tell the jury, in your own words, what happened on the evening of November 21st. Well, where were you at dusk on that evening?
On the porch.
And what were you doing on the porch?
Well, just tell us what happened. You can do that, can't you? What are you scared of? What?
He don't want him doing me like he done Papa, making him out left-handed.
How old are you?
19 and a half.
I see. Well, Mr. Finch has no idea of scaring anybody, and if he did, I'm here to stop him. So just sit up straight and tell us what happened.
Well, I was on the porch, and he came along, and you see there was this old shift robe in the yard Papa wanted to chop up for kindling. Papa told me to do it while he was off in the woods, but I wasn't feeling strong enough then, so he came by and...
Who is he?
Down yonder, Robinson.
And then what happened?
I said, come here, boy. Bust up this shift rope for me. I got a nickel for you. And he come in the yard, and I went in the house to get him his nickel. And before I knew it, he was on me. He got me around the neck, and I fought, but he hit me again and again.
Well, go on.
And he took advantage of me.
Well, did you scream and fight back?
Kicked and hollered loud as I could.
Well, and then what happened?
I don't remember too good. All of a sudden, Pop had come in the room and was hollering, "Who done it?" Then I sort of fainted, and the next thing I know, Mr. Tate was helping me over to the water bucket.
Now, you fought Robinson hard as you could, tooth and nail.
Positively did.
Now, you are positive that he took full advantage of you.
I already told you. He did what he was after.
That's all for now. But stay here. I expect Big Bad Mr. Finch has some questions.
The state will not prejudice the witness against counsel for the defense.
Miss Mayella, I won't try to scare you now. Not quite yet, anyway. Let's get acquainted. How old are you?
Said I was 19. Said it to the judge yonder.
Oh, you have to bear with me, Miss Mayella. I can't remember as well as I used to. I might ask you a few things you've already said before, but you'll give me an answer, and I want you to do it.
Only answer a word long as you keep mocking me.
Ma'am?
Long as you keep calling me ma'am and say Miss Mayella, I don't have to take your sass.
That's just Mr. Finch's way. He and I have done business in this courtroom for years, and Mr. Finch is always courteous. All right, Atticus, let's get on. And let the record show that the witness has not been sassed.
How many brothers and sisters have you?
7.
Are you the oldest?
Yes.
How long has your mother been dead?
Don't know. Long time.
How long did you go to school?
2 year, 3 year, don't know.
Now, Miss Mayella, a 19-year-old girl must have friends. Who are your friends?
Friends?
What, don't you know anyone near your own age? Boys, girls, just ordinary friends.
Making fun of me again, Mr. Finch?
Do you love your father, Miss Mayella?
Love him, what do you mean?
Well, is he good to you? Is he easy to get along with?
Does tolerable except when he...
Except when?
I said he does tolerable.
Except when he's drinking. Now, when he's riled, does he ever beat you?
Answer the question, Miss Vale.
My pa's never touched a hair on my head.
All right. Well, we've had a nice visit, Miss Mayella, but we better get to the case. Now, you say you asked Tom Robinson to come bust up, what was it?
Shift robe, old dresser.
And was Tom Robinson well known to you?
What do you mean?
Did you know who he was, where he lived?
I know who he was. He passed the house every day.
Was this the first time you asked him to come inside the fence? Was this
Yes, it was.
You never asked him to come inside the fence before?
I did not. I certainly did not.
Didn't you ask him to come do odd jobs for you before?
No, I might have.
Well, can you remember any occasions?
No.
All right. Well, let's get to what happened. Now, you say that Tom Robinson got you around the neck. Is that right?
Yes.
You say he caught me, he choked me, he took advantage of me. Is that right?
That's what I said.
Well, do you remember him beating you about the face? Well, now, sure enough, he choked you. Remember, you said you were fighting back the whole time. You kicked and hollered. But do you remember him beating you about the face? Well, now, it's an easy question, Miss Mayella, so I'll ask it again. Do you remember him beating you about the face?
No, I don't recollect. I mean, yes, I do. He hit me.
Was your last sentence you remember?
Yes, he hit me. I just don't remember it all. Happened so quick.
Don't you cry, young woman.
Oh, no, let her cry if she wants to, Judge. We'll do it all the time in the world.
Get me up here and mock me, will you? I'll answer any questions you've got.
Well, that's just fine. We only have a few more. Will you identify the man who attacked you?
Will. That's him, right yonder.
Tom, stand up. Let Miss Mayella have a good look at you. Is this the man who attacked you?
Reverend, Scale, Tom's left hand. He's crippled.
Caught him carpentering when he was a boy. So all the muscles loose.
Is this the man who attacked you?
He most certainly is. I don't know how, but he did. I said it. I'm so bad.
Let's consider the
Objection! He's browbeating the witness.
Oh, sit down, Horace.
Miss Mayella, now you You testified that the defendant choked and beat you. You didn't say he sneaked up behind and knocked you cold. Now, do you wish to reconsider your testimony?
You want me to say something that didn't happen?
No, ma'am. I want you to say something that did happen.
Oh, I told you.
He hit you. He blackened your right eye with his right fist.
I ducked and it glanced. That's what it did. I ducked and it glanced off.
You're a strong girl. Why didn't you run?
I tried to.
And you were screaming all the time.
It certainly was.
Why didn't the children hear you scream? Where were they? Why didn't your screams make them come running? Or didn't you scream until you saw your father in the window? You didn't scream till then, did you? Did you scream at your father instead of Tom Robinson? Is that it? Who beat you up? Tom Robinson or your father? Miss Miller, what did your father really see in that window? Well, why don't you tell the truth, child? Didn't Bob Ewell beat you up?
I got something to say.
You want to tell us what happened?
I got something to say. And then I ain't gonna say no more. That nigger yonder took advantage of me. And if you find fancy people don't want to do nothing about it, then you're all a bunch of yellow, stinking cowards, the lot of you. Your fancy airs don't come to nothing. You're Mammon and Miss Mayother and don't come to nothing, Mr. Finn.
That's all. Sir, the state rests.
Ready to wind up this afternoon, Atticus?
I think we can.
How many witnesses you got?
One.
Call him.
I called Tom Robinson.
Sorry, man.
That's all right, Tom.
Do you swear the evidence you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
You are Tom Robinson, 25 years of age, married with 3 children, and you have been in trouble with the law once before. A 30-day sentence for disorderly conduct. What did that consist of?
I got in a fight with another man. He tried to cut me, but it wasn't much, not enough to hurt.
Were you both convicted?
I had to serve because I couldn't pay the fine. The other fellow paid us, and
Now, Tom, were you acquainted with Miss Mayell or Violet Ewell?
yes, sir. I had to pass her place going to and from the field every day.
Whose field?
I worked for Mr. Lindy.
So you had to pass by the Ewell place to get to work. Was there any other way to go?
No, sir, none I know of.
And would Miss Mayell speak to you?
Why, yes, sir. Tip my hat when I go by. And one day she asked me to come inside the fence and bust up a ship rope.
Now, when was it she asked you to come bust up that ship rope?
Mr. Finch, it was way last spring. After I broke it up, she said, I reckon I have to give you a nickel. And I said, no, ma'am, there ain't no charge. Then I went home. That was way over a year ago.
And did you ever go back on the place again?
Yes, sir.
When?
I went lots of times.
Under what circumstances, Tom? Why did you go back on the place lots of times?
She'd call me in. Seemed like every time I passed by yonder, she'd have something for me to do. Chomping kindling, toting water for her.
Were you paid for your services?
No, sir. Not after she offered me a nickel the first time, but I was glad to do it. Mr. Ewell didn't seem to help her none, and neither did the children. And I know she didn't have no nickels to spare.
But where were the other children?
They were always around, all over the place.
And would Miss Mayell talk to you?
Yes, sir, she talked to me.
Did you ever, at any time, go on the Yule property? Did you ever set foot on the Yule property without an express invitation from one of them?
No, sir, Mr. Finch. I never did. I wouldn't do that, sir.
Tom, what happened on the evening of November 21st?
Mr. Finch, I was going home as usual that evening. And when I passed the Yule place, Miss Mayella on the porch like she said she would. It seemed real quiet like, and I didn't quite know why. She called to me to come in there and help her a minute. Well, I went in the fence and I looked for some kindling to work on, but I didn't see none. And then she said, "No, I got something for you to do in the house. The old door's off its hinges." I said, "You got a screwdriver, Miss Mayella?" She said she had. Well, I went up the steps and she motioned for me to come inside. I went in and I looked at the door. And I say, "Miss Mayella, this door look all right. Those hinges was all right." And then she shut the door, Mr. Finch. I was wondering why it was so quiet like it. And then it come to me that there weren't a child in the place. Not one of them. And I say, "Miss Mayella, where the children?"
Go on, Tom.
I say, "Where the children?" And she said, she was laughing, sort of. She says, "They all gone town to get ice creams. It took me a slap here to save some nickels, but I done it. They all gone town."
Tom, what did you say then?
I said something like, "Oh, Miss Mayella, that's right smart of you to treat him." She said, "You think so?" I don't think she understood what I was thinking. I meant, it was smart of her to say like that, and nice of her to treat him.
Oh, I understand. Go on.
And I said, I best be going. I couldn't do nothing for her." And she said, "Oh yes, I could." And then I asked her what. And she said to just step on that chair yonder and get that box down from top the shift rope.
Well, not the same one you busted up.
No, sir. Another one, most as tall as the room. So I done what she told me, and I was reaching when she grabbed me around the legs. "Oh, Mr. Finch." She scared me so bad I hopped down and turned the chair over. That was the only thing, only furniture stabbed in that wound. When I left it, I swear for God.
Tom, what happened after you turned that chair over? You have sworn to tell the whole truth. Now, what happened after that?
Answer the question.
When I got down off the chair, she sort of jumped at me.
Jumped? Violently?
No, sir. She hugged me. She hugged me around the waist.
What did she do then, Tom?
She reached up and kissed me side the face. She said she never kissed a grown man before, and she might as well start with a nigger. She said, "Kiss me back, nigger." And I said, "Miss Mayella, let me out of here." And I tried to run, but she got her back to the door. And I had to push her. I didn't want to harm her, Mr. Finch. And then I said, "Let me pass," but just when I say, Mr. Yule yonder holler through the window.
And what did he say?
Something nothing to say. Nothing for these folks in children to hear.
Tom, you must tell the jury what he said.
He said, "You goddamn whore, I'll kill you."
Oh.
What happened next?
I was running so fast, Mr. Finch. I didn't know what happened.
Tom, did you attack Mayella Violet Ewell?
I did not, sir.
Did you harm her in any way?
I did not.
Did you resist her advances?
I tried to without being ugly to her. I didn't want to be ugly. I didn't want to push her or nothing.
Let's go back to Mr. Ewell. Who was he talking to?
You were talking and looking at Miss Mayella.
And then you ran.
I sure did.
Why did you run?
I was scared, sir.
Why were you scared?
Mr. Finch, if you was a nigger like me, you'd be scared too.
I want the whole lot of you to know one thing right now. Tom Robinson's worked for me for 8 years, and I never had one speck of trouble at it. Not one speck of trouble.
Come on now.
That's enough out of you, ladies. If you've got anything to do, you can say it under oath and at the proper time. The jury will disregard the remarks of Link D's. All right, Mr. Gilbert.
You were given 30 days for disorderly conduct, Robinson.
Yes, sir.
What did the nigga look like when you got through with him?
He beat me, Mr. Gilmore.
Yeah. Yes. But, you were convicted, weren't
It's
you?
a misdemeanor, Judge, and it's in the record.
Witness will answer, though.
I got 30 days.
Well, you're pretty good. Busting up shift robes and kindling with one hand, aren't you?
Yes, sir, I reckon so.
You strong enough to choke the breath out of a woman?
I've never done that.
But you're strong enough.
I reckon so, sir.
You. Ooh. You had your eye on her for a long time, hadn't you, boy?
No, sir, I never looked at her.
Well, then you're mighty polite to do all that chopping and hauling for her, weren't you, boy?
Just try to help her, sir.
Mighty generous of you. Why were you so anxious to do that woman's chores?
It looked like she didn't have nobody to help her.
Well, with Mr. Ewell and 7 children on the place, boy?
I says it looked like they never help her none.
So, you did all this chopping and work for sheer goodness, boy?
I just try to help her.
Well, you're a mighty good fellow. It seems. And you did all of this for not one penny.
Yes, sir. I felt right sorry for her. She seemed trying more than the rest of them.
You felt sorry for her? You felt sorry for her? Oh, he felt sorry for her. Now, you went by the house as usual last November 21st, and she asked you to come in and bust up the shift rope?
No, sir.
Wait, you deny you went by the house?
No, sir.
Well, she says she asked you to bust up the shift rope. Is that right?
No, sir, it ain't.
What, were you saying she's lying, boy? Huh?
I don't say she's lying, Mr. Gilman. I say she's mistaken in her mind.
Just tell me, boy. Why'd you run away?
I was scared, sir.
Well, if you had a clear conscience, boy, why were you scared?
Well, like I said before, it wasn't safe for any nigger to be in a fix like that.
But you weren't in a fix. But you testified you were resisting her advances. What? Were you scared she might hurt you? Hmm? Big buck like you?
No, sir. I was scared of being caught, just like I am now.
Scared you'd have to face up to what you did.
No, sir. I was scared I'd have to face up to what I didn't do.
Oh, you being impudent to me, boy?
I didn't go to sleep.
No more questions.
You can step down now, Mr. Robinson.
I'm okay. The heat got you? Ain't you feeling good? I said I was okay. Then why'd you run out? It's just, I'm beginning to understand some things. Like why Boo Roundly stays shut up in his house. It's because he wants to stay inside. That don't make any sense. Maybe he found out the way people can go out of the way to despise each other. Why did Mr. Gilmer have to do Tom Robinson that way? Why did he talk so hateful? Yeah, that's his job. Well, you didn't have to sneer and call him boy. They do all defendants that way. Most lawyers, I mean. Mr. Finch doesn't. He's not an example, Dill. He's the same in the court as he is at home or on the street. Might be a little better if he was a little more. If he was. Don't you realize yet? Your father's not a run-of-the-mill man. Most people. Why do you care about most people? Can't you realize? If you're done with your crying fit, I guess I'll take you back inside. Wasn't a crying fit. Just didn't like the way Mr. Gilmer. That's because you don't understand about the law.